And here for that is Democratic strategist Michael Starr Hopkins. Michael served on the presidential campaigns of both Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. Michael, your first reaction, both the selection of Kamala Harris and their first joint appearance as the Democratic ticket along with Joe Biden.
This was a smart choice by the Biden campaign. Kamala Harris obviously is someone who is extremely accomplished, extremely charismatic, and only strengthens the Biden campaign's position heading into the general election. This has been a strong rollout. They managed to not allow the name to link prior to the announcement, which is something that anyone who's worked on a campaign before knows is one of the hardest parts. And she's been successful at telling her story and creating a narrative.
The traditional role of the vice presidential nominee in a campaign is to be something of an attack dog. Senator Harris has shown she can be very effective on the attack in certain venues. Today was a little bit softer from her, no anger in her voice, but almost sounded like a prosecutor beginning her closing argument in a case. How do you think she will fit the bill as an attack dog for the Biden-Harris ticket?
Well, from one attorney to another, I absolutely see Kamala Harris as someone who is going to execute on her case and convince the jury, aka the American people, that a Biden-Harris ticket is one that can lead the country forward, not take it backwards. You know, I think it's difficult because of sexism and because of, misnomers around how women are supposed to act. When you talk about her tone and how she can go about going after and calling attention to the record of Donald Trump and Mike Pence. And so I think it puts her a little bit of a position where, she doesn't want to be seen as being overly aggressive or, being negative because there are connotations attached to that. And so, like any woman or any minority, you've got to be able to code switch and be able to talk to multiple audiences.
I think most Democrats were hoping that Biden would select a VP nominee who both helps him win and is able to take over on day one. I think most Democrats would agree she probably is ready to take over on day one. Does she help him win? I mean, when you look at the electoral map, I'm not sure she switches any states from red to blue.
Well, we'll see. I think she's going to help in states like Florida, in states like Georgia, Pennsylvania. It's going to help turn out not just people in Philadelphia, but in the suburbs. I think when you look at Florida and the I-4 corridor, the comment is always whoever wins the I-4 corridor wins Florida. In places like Orlando, St. Petersburg, Miami, she's going to perform well. And so I think turning out African Americans, especially African American women, will help rebuild the coalition that elected Obama and Biden. It's that Obama coalition of both urban areas and suburban areas coming together that led to a two-term president named Barack Obama.
Interesting that President Trump is someone who demands loyalty from everybody in his orbit, including the people he has appointed or hired. Biden had a much different take with Kamala Harris today, saying he wants her to be the last person in the room. He wants her to ask questions. I'm wondering if that distinction, that difference between Biden and Trump will be lost on a lot of voters, or if you think that's something that people will actually, gravitate towards.
Well, that's part of leadership. The president should have people around him who not only will agree with him, but challenge him. That's how you make difficult decisions, and that's how President Obama was able to bring Joe Biden into that fold. When he asked Joe Biden to be his vice presidential nominee, Vice President Biden's only request was that he be the last person in the room with him. And we'll see the same thing with Kamala Harris and her relationship with Joe Biden. I think part of the error that Donald Trump has made in his calculus is that he only wants yes people around him. And so it is a self-confirming prophecy when people tell him how great he is and all the decisions he's making are great, because there's no one in the room to tell him, maybe we should try something else.
Democratic convention starts next week. Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, AOC, all getting prime speaking slots. A lot of folks have been talking up Kamala Harris's progressive bona fides. However, that could be something of a double-edged sword. It does play into the Trump argument that Biden is a Trojan horse for the progressive left. How does the party walk that tightrope?
Well, look, the Democratic Party is a big tent party, and when you have the Trump campaign talking about Kamala Harris being a progressive and progressives saying that maybe she's not progressive enough, That honestly is the perfect blend. That means that you are reaching out and bringing in people from all different folds. You know, you're never going to make everyone happy. And if you are, that usually means you're lying to them. So the fact that there is a little reservation among progressives, but you also have Republicans saying maybe she's too progressive, shows that this is the winning ticket. This is someone who can both bring in moderates and bring in progressives, just like Joe Biden.
Only have about 20 seconds. What's your biggest single fear moving forward for the Biden-Harris ticket?
The thing that I would recommend for the Biden-Harris ticket the most is make sure that they define her record as a prosecutor. The Trump campaign is going to try to use law and order against her, and what we need to do is make sure that we're talking about it in a way that brings in more voters.
Democratic strategist Michael Starr Hopkins. Michael, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.